Hello, all. My name is Lincoln Snicker. This is my Iowa energy project that I've been working on for some time now. So getting into it, um, Iowa has the potential to be a leader in renewable energy in our country. Our state has many natural properties that can be used to turn into energy, such as wind, hydroelectric, solar, and biomass. But some of our most used methods of energy are still fossil fuels like natural gas and coal. In this presentation, I will be explaining how we could achieve this status and the benefits that would come out of it. So, first off, as many of us from Iowa may know, wind is definitely our most utilized natural resource. Iowa has about 500 or 5,590 wind turbines that produce 10,951 megawatts of energy throughout our entire state. In 2016, we produced more than 30% of our electricity with wind power. We were actually the first state to achieve this accomplishment, and we have only been improving this aspect of our energy since then. Um, since 2016, 57% of our net energy now comes from turbines, which is almost double what it was 4 years or 6 years ago. Hopefully, this trend will continue in the coming years. Wind energy projects provide many economic benefits to neighboring communities, jobs, a new source of revenue for farmers and ranchers in the form of land lease payments, and increased local tax base. All of these factors contribute to the development of more and more wind farms across Iowa. As far as an environmental impact, the turbines produce a clean and sustainable energy that powers many homes. They are built on flat areas in fields so that they are able to catch as much wind as possible. The only negative impact that this source could pose is a danger to wildlife. There have been reports of birds and such being hit by spinning blades and killing them. But considering the pros and cons of the situation, I would say that the pros greatly outweigh the cons. We need to protect our environment as much as we can, but if there is no environment left from pollution, then there'd be no need to protect it. So, our next most used energy source is coal. About 24% of Iowa's energy comes from coal. Even though Iowa only has a population of about 3 million, we actually produce and use about 3% of the nation's coal power. And with coal being non-renewable, I think we would all like to see this number be a little lower, and maybe it will be with the advancements of our turbines. One of the biggest negatives of coal is it is a pollution creating fuel, which means it is aiding in the decline of the health of our planet. It also takes a lot of time and energy just to mine and produce the coal needed to turn into the fuel which powers our homes. Um, though coal is harmful to the environment, it is beneficial to our economy and produces massive amounts of money and jobs for the blue collar workers. Coal is essential to the U.S. economy, providing affordable electricity to households, businesses, manufacturing facilities, transportation and communication systems, and services through our economy. So even though coal is a negative to our environment, it is a positive to our economy and society. And now our third most used form of electricity and power is natural gas. It makes up most of the rest of the energy that is produced and used by the state of Iowa. Along with coal, this is another non-renewable energy that should start becoming a second or third option to a renewable source of electricity that can be produced here in the state. Natural gas accounts for another 11% of the total energy that is used by the state of Iowa. Um, Natural gas is a fossil fuel, which means it will run out one day, and I think we need to start weaning ourselves off of these non-renewables, because if they run out before we are sufficient without them, we will be in trouble in terms of electricity. With threats of the supply of natural gas running out, it also threatens humans and their homes too. Natural gas harms people in the form of gas leaks. There are an estimated 125 gas leaks in homes throughout the United States each year, with some fatalities coming from those leaks. Natural gas has its downs, but it can also have its benefits too. It has a positive factor in the form of economic value. Like a lot of fossil fuels, natural gas has a big boost in our economy, and it can help the nation's chemical sector over the next dozen years, creating more than 300,000 jobs and driving $500 billion in production through 2025. It has an outstanding effect on our economy, but is deteriorating our planet when we harvest it for our own good. And so, getting out of our ones that we use well and some of our most abundant energy sources, I'm gonna start talking about our underutilized energy sources that I think could, you know, start playing more of a role in our electricity issues. So one of them is hydropower, and this is, I believe, could be a big player in our energy field. When we have the Mississippi River, which is one of the biggest rivers in the entire world, and we're not really using it like to its full potential, I think, and not like having those hydroelectric dams that could produce a lot of energy for us, especially along the East Coast. It could be powering homes and businesses and cities and towns all across that eastern border that borders the Mississippi River. I grew up on the Mississippi, and I've always thought that the locks and dams that could be used for beneficial aspects for powering our homes and businesses and towns throughout that eastern border. Yeah, and obviously that has seasonal downfalls with getting cold and the river starting to freeze over. I don't know if that ice would cause damages to the dam, but I think it'd be worth a shot. And then another one that I think could be a player in our energy issues would be solar power. It is obviously a clean energy. It also has its seasonal ups and downs with winter coming along, and cloudy. It obviously needs sunlight, but and I don't know how abundant it'd be. I don't know how cost efficient it'd be. With the amount of energy that it would produce, and but yeah, those are my two that I think aren't abundant enough that we should be able to give a try to, and yeah, and these are my citations. Thank you for listening.